All right. All right, guys. I think we got this straightened out now. So I was trying to go live here, but I had an issue on the mobile device. So let me know if you can see me here. Bud Files found me. Thank you. Aiden, awesome. Thank you. I tried to do the mobile thing. I don't know what I did wrong, but apparently I screwed up something. So welcome to Tuesday Tips. It's March 7th. This is our spot kind of to discuss fishing stuff, and especially it's geared towards new anglers where they can ask questions about fishing. We got Bud Files in the house, Aiden's in the house. So Aiden, you were watching it, then it went private. What happened was, I went onto my laptop, my laptop, but it said I was set up on my mobile, which I was, and I was trying to connect that to this. I thought it would be like pretty easy because last week I did StreamYard and that was easy. But yeah, I don't know what I did wrong. Now I saw your message, Aiden. Appreciate it. I didn't know. That's what I saw. When I saw your message, I decided to just quit and start a new one. All right. While we're here, let me go over. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. I'll wait till a few more people find us. It's probably going to take a while for everybody to locate us tonight. Aiden, I found the other fishing date. I was telling you about the fishing derbies. Let me get it for you. So Mentor Day is March 25th. And so the other fishing derby is actually also March 25th, which is Mentor Day, but it's also that Sunday. So Mentor Day, you can only fish Saturday. But let me see if I can get this up here. Great Swamp Fishing Game. Is the 20th Mentor Day on a Sunday? Well, either way. Hey, Alvin, thanks for coming in. Bank Fishing, what's going on, buddy? Either way, Aiden, this one's Saturday and Sunday. So whichever day isn't part of Mentor Day, check it out. Let me put the website here in the link here. www. Oopsie daisy. www.greatswampfishandgame.com. Heron Eats, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you visiting. Alvin, I think I already said hi to you. Bank Fishing is in the house. He's doing the Sunfish King tournament or fishing league with us. I'm going to pin this email address up. I'm going over some of the Pennsylvania area trout happenings and derbies. The first one I just posted was March 25th and 26th. That's the website for the people who put this thing on. I did their event. It was held at different places before, but they do a really cool event. This one's adult 16 and over, $30 per day. It's pretty costly, but it looks like they have giant trout from what I can tell. And they look like all the pictures on here are big tiger trout. I haven't read that much about it because honestly, I don't care that much about it. If it's a fishing derby and I don't have anywhere to fish, I'm probably going to go because they usually have food. They give the kids who show up all kinds of free stuff. Kevin always walks away with like rods and tackles that's far worth more than the price of admission. So we go basically to collect on that. And we've won a good number of them too. So you get all kinds of cool prizes for that. Many special tagged fish win valued prizes up to $100 each day. Stocking big, beautiful trout each day, some up to 10 pounds. 10 pounds, man. That's what I saw, which I was like, all right, that's worth some money. That's right, Aiden, and get in there when you can. See, hope I don't miss anyone. Nora's in the house from the Stock Explorer. Thanks for coming in. Awesome, awesome. Heron, thanks for, if you're a new sub, leave a comment on a video for me, please. And I will make sure that I connect back to you in a couple of days so that we don't lose the connection. Who else I just see in here? Creekside Anglers in the house. PA Breadman Outdoors is in the house. Nice, nice, nice. Let's see. Oh, that's Quakertown. Yeah, so this one's in Quakertown area. Shoalcraft Road, Quakertown, Saturday, March 25th, Sunday, March 26th. So that's the same weekend as Mentor Day. I have Mentor Day being the 25th, but I could be wrong, so check the date. The following weekend's April 1st. That's Pennsylvania's opening day of trout. I think New Jersey's the following Saturday, the 8th, if I'm not mistaken. So that's one derby. Maybe I'll try to like post these somewhere where we can have like a resources of them. I'm sure there's others, but I literally just got handed these at my local tackle shop that I go to. Here's another one in Bechtelsville, another area. Hey, Jerry, thanks for coming over, bud. I just got off Jerry's live. Boxcar Jerry he has a live. I don't know if you have a schedule. You seem like you go on a lot of nights around like 4-ish. He's a train guy. Lots of awesome footage of trains, but his live is like super laid back and just really nice. And there's all his like, all the folks in the house that come in the chat. He knows them all. Nice laid back chat. This one's kids for free, Aiden. Kids for free. Enjoy it. Your last year being a kid. This one's April 15th and April 16th. So the season's going on at this point. Bechtelsville, all kids under 16, fish for free, youth challenge event. The youth, so this one has this also has a Friday night for like special needs children. And I'm thinking about trying to raise some money to donate over to this cause. I'm not sure how to go about that, or I'll just throw them a few dollars and not worry about it. But Friday night, they're having this special needs event, which I think is a great idea. We need to do more for access for special needs. And, folks that can't get around as good for whatever reason, crutches, wheelchairs, things like that. I just fell and cracked my ribs. It's pretty easy to do. And there's folks walking around or wheeling around in wheelchairs. And I watch some of my buddies who have YouTube channels who are in wheelchairs. He might pop in here. And I get nervous for him. I see him rolling up to the edge of some creek. And I'm like, oh, Lord, man. Better have brakes on that thing. So I think that's a great idea. Friday night. If you're interested in maybe sponsoring this, they are looking for donations for that Friday night event. The event also looks like they're raising money for the Wounded Warrior Project. And this derby we did this one 2 years ago when it was held at a different pond in Bechtelsville where we caught the huge flatty. We caught like a 30 to 40 pound flathead up there. And there was like no fish that year. They all died off. There was like a pond kill or something. They had the event, and I tell you, the food was amazing. And what's cool about this event is the largest trout caught by a kid, they will mount for free, which is really cool. And you guys know if you know anything about prices for mounted fish, and I think it's a replica, I'm not sure. But either way, they're so expensive. So that's really cool. Eric B came in. Bogley came in. Awesome. Bogley's another local dude. Belt Loops in the house. Awesome, guys. Thanks for popping over. Nice. You guys aren't connected to each other. You all have a bunch of great channels. Eric, let me get you as a moderator. Wait, how can I? Computers are not my friend tonight. Add as a manager. Something's going on with the whole moderator thing. I know they added a different level of moderator. So I got to figure that all out. All Terrain Coffee and Camping, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. If anyone in here is not subbed to my channel already, and you like fishing content, you like what we do here, feel free to sub. And if you do, leave a comment so that I can connect back to you and get a relationship going here. All right, so the supervising moderator is the high one. Gotcha. That wasn't even an option, Belt Loop. It gave me managing only. And I was afraid that managing, I thought I was putting Eric in charge of everything. Not that I got it. I don't know. Not that I have a problem with that, but I didn't know what I was doing. So there are some of the fishing dates. I'll try to keep posting fishing dates coming up. Coastal Water, thanks for coming in. Backlash over here. Awesome. Nice. Everyone's saying hi to each other. All Terrain Camping, saying hi to Nora. Nora, I've been in the office the last 2 days. So, and any of you guys that normally watch your lives and you've seen me absent the last 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, my boss has been watching me like a hawk. So I've been being a good employee and being extra productive and not watching lives. I was going to give a little time to see if True Eco came in. Let me find his link real quick and put him up here, and then I'll start talking about True Eco. All righty. I just posted a True Eco's link. I usually don't post links if they're not here, but he comes in a lot and we chat all the time. And he hooked me up big time last weekend. This dude's like 16 years old. He's a kid. And I saw he was catching fish in a spot that I was interested in. So I reached out to him and see if he wanted to do like a collab where he's got a channel and he does some fishing and some like coffee and food tasting stuff. And so, yeah, we met up Saturday and fished together. I mean, we killed. We had a great day. So much fun just, going around these creeks, got a new species there. And he put us onto a spot on Sunday, which was just spot on, man. Don't underestimate the kids out there. They got nothing to do but walk around these creeks and they know these spots. They might not know the tactics and the techniques and have the right gear, but man, they find the fish. They really do. I saw somebody new pop in here. I don't want to miss them. Crisco's Country Life. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. I don't think I've seen you in the live before. Like I said, if anyone's new to our channel and hasn't seen us before, we put out fishing content, new videos every Friday. Try to release them at noon, and I do them with a premiere. I take my lunch break at work and I start my weekend right there, have a good chat, watch our video, have some laughs. And every Tuesday night we're live, 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And then as the temperature's warm, we're going to do more lives during the week. And then I try to put out some shorts whenever I can. It's mostly fishing related. We will be getting another batch of chickens in. So we do some like growing a lot of vegetables and things like that. So we'll do some of that, but it's mainly a fishing channel. And we will maybe do a little bit more hunting in the future too, just because my boys are getting closer to that age where they can start doing it, including my older boy, Lyle, who's not down here at the moment. But he's looking forward. He's 11, got to be 12 to hunt. So he's going to start hunting next year. Let's see. Awesome, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you do go over and sub the Eco, let them know I sent you over. That'd be really cool. No worries if not. He didn't ask for nothing in return. Just totally cool guy. Yeah, that's right. Loop, that's right. Michael Drones and RC, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you coming over, checking us out. What else did we have? Subs. Always kind of, I do like the sub update, not to like pat me on the back, but because I'm busy, we get busy. And this is like my time to kind of check in on the channel too. So we were like 585. Now we're back to like 579. You know how that goes up and down each day. But we're trending up pretty good, and we're closing it at 600. So 600 is our next goal, obstacle. We want to hit 1,000 just so that we can do the full. I don't know. People say there's ways around it, but when I go live, I'm having all kinds of problems going live with my GoPro. So I'm not eager to do a bunch of lives with no good quality. So right now I'm on my desktop. I had trouble on my cell phone, and the lives. I want good audio, and I want good, whatever you want to call it. I want it to look good. And if it's not, I'm not in a rush to put out crap. So I'm just going to wait. Hunting and stuff with J&J. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. So yeah, we do this every Tuesday night for the folks just coming in. Every Tuesday at 7. Trying to get a bunch of new anglers. Maybe with opening day trout coming up in Pennsylvania, we might start seeing a lot new people to fish and pop in. And I'm hoping to kind of create like a culture where they can come in and ask a bunch of questions and get a bunch of answers too. So as far as you guys that follow me at all, where are you going for opening day? That I got last year, Aiden, I got an invite to Little Loyal Sock, actually, upstate Pennsylvania. And this was like some dude that owns a bunch of property. And I think that was our 100th episode. If you're looking back on videos, it's a pretty cool video. And man, it was an epic weekend. And we went up, we set up this guy has like big old farmhouse and outbuildings, and all these guys were sleeping in the barns. And we actually went up, Kevin and I set our tent up, and we camped outside. And all these guys were like, oh, you're going to sleep in. You guys aren't going to be able to get up in time and all this. Kevin and I were up, and these guys were all hungover because they were drinking too much the night before. And Kevin was ready to roll. So we were out there early. We got our spot. And Kevin literally walks back to camp with a full stringer before anyone was even up and at the creek yet. It was pretty awesome. So I'm hoping to get the invite there. I'm going to start asking my neighbor about maybe, inviting myself up there. The owner actually kind of invited us back up, but I don't have his information. It's one of those deals. So I'm going to try to get invited to that. If that doesn't work, Aiden, I'm probably going to go back to my local spot. I don't want to burn it out, but I've got a local spot, which is always packed. I mean, literally you can't get a car in the lot, but the creek's not bad. We have so many old timers that meet there, and they're out there grilling venison and making like SOS. And it's like a huge party, literally at 3 a.m. By 8 o'clock, you can't fish till 8. By 8 o'clock, half the people get up and leave and go home. Like they don't even fish. It's pretty funny. So I've learned to go there, get a parking spot, and then it really like no one else comes because they're like, there's nowhere to park. And then just walk up the creek and you can find some really good holes. So that's where we went last year, and we limited, or 2 years ago, and we limited out, it's pretty quickly. Yeah, Aiden, you're right. Kevin is super hardcore, man. He's more hardcore than I am in my age. I'm happy to just get out there and drink my coffee. But I am competitive. So like with this Sunfish King thing, I can't, nothing against the fishing leagues. It's awesome, but I can't wait for it to be over because I am like shot. Like if I get home and I'm in the competitive thing, I'm going to go fish nonstop till it's over. That's just my nature. That's why I went into fishing. Like I stopped bike racing. I was a bike racer for years and at like the elite level, pro level. And so I just I take the same mental thing in the fishing, and it's really hard for me to just pull back. And I enjoy fishing, but as soon as it's like a derby or competitive, I just go off the deep end. Squirrel Magnet Fishing and Outdoors. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. Another great channel. That's something we want to do more of. I think I was chatting with you, Squirrel, about we got a fish magnet that's like it's not the best one. I checked out the site you gave me, and that's what I'm going to get. But I want to get all the right stuff. That's a lot of fun. And I always tell people like about fishing and trying to think who it was. Lip Ripper was giving me a hard time, joking with me about when we go fishing, we carry like everything out with us. Aiden knows when we were up at Beltsville, we took like the hunting tent. We took a stove. My stove's the stuff I use in Alaska for like guiding and racing. It's super lightweight, but still, it's a lot of gear. The camp chairs, everything, a heater. But I got, I got a 9-year-old out there in really freezing temps, wind. So if you're not comfortable, if you can't keep the kid comfortable and happy, you ain't going to be out there long. So, and he goes sun up to sundown. So we travel and make it comfortable. So where I was going with that is Squirrel does like magnet fishing. That's a great thing to get into. If you're taking kids fishing, man, get one of these magnets and a rope. You can find all kinds of stuff, man. Just send that kid like that. For those that don't know, like basically what you're doing is you're throwing like a line with rope or a rope with a super strong commercial magnet into the water to pull up like, any type of metal that's left behind. So you find all kinds of cool stuff in there. And it's just like the other thing I tell people with kids is take like a little minnow net with you and a little aquarium, little plastic aquarium. They'll net all kinds of stuff, turtles, crayfish, scuds, all kinds of microinvertebrates, and they'll put it in these little aquariums. You can see they'll have a blast doing that. Minnows, they're the type of things you have to, think about when you're out fishing. You can't just drag the kid to the creek and have him cast 100 times. So Kevin will do that. You see him doing that, but let him play in the creek, man. People need to play in creeks. Let's see. Something I hit an account. I don't know. I saw you come back in, Belt Loop, and I was like, wait, you look suspicious. Not sure who you're talking to there. Sup was only able to sub on my hidden account. Sup at Squirrel Magnet Fishing and Outdoors. Not sure what you're saying there, Belt Loop. Boilermaker Rick is in the house. Thanks for coming in, bud. Hope you're doing all right. I know we're both banged up lately. I'm feeling pretty good. Knock on wood, man. I'm feeling really good. I just got back to working out in the gym, going back to my weights. I got a lot of weight to lose. It came on fast. A couple weeks with like broken ribs. And if I wasn't at the creek, man, there was days where I was laying in bed and I couldn't move. And when I was working, I was stuck on a sofa. For you, guys that don't know, I broke my neck a couple years ago. And that's kind of why I stopped racing and my back issues from that. I hurt my ribs, broke 2 ribs, but that wasn't really the problem. The problem was what it did to my back, and then my neck went out, and it was just all screwed up. Don R., thanks for coming in, sir. Appreciate you. I'm going to make Don R. Don R. and I seem to go into the same live chats all day. I see him popping up and in same channels I do. I know he's up north because it's always like 10 below zero. I think are you in Canada? I forget exactly where. I don't know if you want to say or not, but I know you're up north. Gotcha. I saw you come in, Belt Loop. You said I was on one of my other accounts. I wasn't sure what you're up to. I thought maybe that was like I thought we were going to have our first, I'm afraid to say, I thought we were going to have our first troll here. Who else we got here? Nora the Explorer, Hookset Bogley. For you who don't know, Stock Explorer is originally from Philly area. She's got some PA ties for the local guys here. She's down in Florida now. I think Aiden and Heron are talking about opening day. Usually start at a spot and move throughout the day. You got 16. So you're doing, opening day, I usually go out and we try to get like our limit or close to our limit. Because I think technically once you catch your limit on the stringer, you're done. You can't tell the game warden that I'm still fishing and I'm not going to keep anymore. I believe I read that somewhere, and I would definitely err to that side unless you read something contrary to that. definitive. So yeah, we usually like I think the limit's 5 if I'm not mistaken for a regular season. So like usually we'll put 4 on the stringer and then maybe catch a few more and release some, and then we're ready to go. We'll try to get the 5th, and we try to come home if it's a nice day and get the smoker going, have a little like picnic barbecue, and then we go back to the creek and do like catch and release and like cover a lot of water. That's usually our go-to. I don't like freezing trout. I mean, I will sometimes, but I'd rather just eat them fresh. And then, I'm not a huge catch and release guy. We'll do it occasionally. But I'm not a huge catch and release guy. I'm actually, a lot of the places that have been closed, I'm like eager to get back to get into the carp because the carp are chomping around here. Bogley, sub back. Yeah, feel free to share your links, guys. I don't mind if you guys connect to each other. That's awesome. It's one of the reasons we're on the channel to do to meet each other, share each other out. Next week, I will probably be back with StreamYard, and hopefully I'm going to try to get, I don't know, I don't know if he's allowed. I'm not sure if YouTube has requirements on age, but I'd like to see if he'd want to join us just so that we can talk in depth about our trip last weekend together, a little collab. That video for me will be out Friday. I'm not exactly sure when he's going to put his out yet, but look for that. It's going to be a pretty cool video. I think I caught over 20 fish in the first hour there. It was pretty sweet. Let's see. Turtle Lady, thanks for coming in. You read that correctly. If you look at Turtle Lady, you got to be pretty brave to noodle turtles. Not that we noodle a lot, but if we were going to play around like we're noodling, I'm afraid to like hit a turtle. That's what I'm afraid of. Yeah, really cool channel too. I'm going to make you a moderator, Turtle Lady. I've checked out your stuff. You're awesome. Let's see. Aiden said, use opening day as a way to find new spots. I fish in the morning, then go out later in the day to a creek I'm not familiar with, walk around. Yeah, it's a great time to get around the creek. Best spot, in my opinion, the best time, in my opinion, is in the summer. Creeks are low, like super low. And we do a lot of fishing for like sunfish and like smallies. And, any of those little deep holes or anywhere where it's super shallow and then the first drop off, they're going to be the pools pretty much where they're going to hold as long as they stock near there. Talking about stocked fish. So a big thing of that is like, where did they actually dump the fish? So you can go out and find the stocking schedules and get involved with that, and you'll know pretty much where they are. Now, the spring stocking, they do like a month early. So, which I love because the fish will spread out a little bit if the water depth's good. So hopefully they'll find some of those little minor pockets so that, if you're walking with a spinner casting here and there, you can actually pick up some trout. But yeah, you can definitely, opening day, you can definitely, where they're at as well. Yeah, just look for the crowds. If you're not sure, you'll know real quick where the spots are. Let's see. I think I missed somebody here. Chat's going pretty quick. Turtle Lady, I saw her. I got Aiden. The Kilo DD official. I'm not sure. I've seen you in the lives before. Appreciate you coming in. If you guys are not subscribed, feel free to subscribe if you like fishing content. That's what we do here. If you do subscribe, feel free to leave a comment and I will make sure that I connect back to you in a couple days. Sometimes it takes a few days. Host support from the Philippines. Awesome. Yeah, follow quite a few channels down in the Philippines. Awesome channels. Always out there, very supportive channels. Some early morning lives for me. I try to pop in there. I'm getting ready for work. Let's see. Let me get caught up. I don't want to jump all the way. Holy cow. I'm falling behind here. Let's see. Right. Aiden says, I also avoid turtles. Squirrel magnet. Yep. Thank you. Hit the thumbs up. If you haven't already hit the thumbs up, Squirrel's telling you to go ahead and do that. Appreciate it. Go ahead. Hit that thumb. Let's see. Oh, Heron Eats Rats Fishing. Were you the dude I was just chatting with a few hours ago? You put out the short up there at Night Lake? I think you are. I was multitasking at work, and I think I saw you on Fishbrain, and I followed you over, saw your short there. Yeah, what's so funny is some of these spots, man, people just are like, oh, it's overfished. There's nothing in there. Some of these spots that are overfished, man, there's some monsters just smart as anything in there. And, people used to say that about like Green Lane Reservoir, like, oh, there's no big ones in there. Well, I followed Gray Buck around here one day, who's our local bass fishing pro. And that boy, man, I was following his boat. He was out there with his wife yanking out 10 pounders, man. They were like 5 to 10 pounders, just giants. And I was like, catching like a 2-pounder, like, oh, look at this one. So I just think they're smart. They've seen it all. So, yeah, the reservoir's got some weird boat rules. I was going to say, hit me up because we have a boat up there. We actually pulled the boat this year because they keep raising their prices. And I'm going to put a bigger engine on it and start heading. I want to get like a 9.9 and hit some of the local lakes and go out on the Schuylkill too for some like catfishing this year. Yeah, caught some lunkers at Green Lane. Yep. There's some like 7 pounders, and even in the little one, there's some nice fish up there. There's some big smallies up there too that are really hard to catch. Let's see who else we got. Yeah, Aiden Gray Buck is, that dude. He's got the competitive side like I do. He comes over from ice hockey, and I was a cyclist from the time I was like 14. So I'm got that competitive drive, and I think all successful professional bass fishermen have that. Like you're going all day for like 2-3 quality bites sometimes, and you go up there and it's like you look at the fish, you're like, wow, that's amazing. And it's pretty easy to go do once you learn the techniques, but it's the drive to sit there and do it time after time and like literally not take 2 seconds to eat a sandwich. Like it doesn't even cross your mind. And that's Kevin's as bad as I am with that. Like we go out, next we know it's like dark. I'm like, whoa, I don't think we drank anything today. Aiden said he's the best fisherman there. Yeah, if anyone's looking for local guides, like I'm a fishing guide, but I don't do it in Pennsylvania. I only guide in Alaska. Gray Buck is who I'd point you to. He fishes the local spots here, but he also does like the whole regional area. I mean, he kills up in wherever he goes, man. He breaks down lakes too for you. He'll take, you can pay him to take you out on your boat. I've had him out on my boat just to like learn electronics better, fish finding stuff. And he's got a channel out there. I know he's too busy to come in here because he's literally traveling on the road like nonstop. He's either pre-fishing. That's the other thing. Like he doesn't just show up race day. He's there like 2 weeks prior. He's there 3 months prior. He goes without a rod in his boat. And I'm sure all the top guys do this, but they'll go pre-fish and literally they'll go to a place, and these are in Alabama, Texas. Like it's not like down your road. They'll show up with their electronics and literally just mark certain spots. Like, they're looking for like deep drop-offs. They'll mark all the drop-offs with some code. Then they'll mark all type of like outside weed beds with a code. Then they'll go back and like all like humps with a code, like A, B, C for humps, and then D for like logs. And then when they're fishing, when it comes to like game day, and as soon as they get a bite and they've noticed that there's like, oh, they're biting on logs, that's C, they look at their chart and they literally have all their C spots and point, boom, 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 boom. So like, there's no replacement for that I know of, but going there pre-fishing and doing the work, man, it's a lot of work. And honestly, it does not interest me at all. I'm a salmon fisherman, river fisherman. Rivers are always changing, so I don't bother too much with that. Your cut bank migrates up and down the river every year, so you just got to read the water, which I love doing. Let's see, what do we got? 3-pound smallie is awesome, man. That's a solid smallie. Oh, that's just reminded me. You guys that watched live last week, I was talking about using a Ned rig for creek fishing. Mentioned like a technique about like swimming them, where you don't, like a Ned rig typically is bounced along the bottom. But to swim it, you keep the tip high and you just kind of jerk it so that it's like in the middle of the water column. And I was fishing a spot with so much structure that like you break off almost every time you go down, and it's strong current, 12 feet of water. And we caught a real nice 17-inch smallie. This was last week, and it was one we needed for the fishing league. So that one was a good one to measure up and put in there for sure. Caught that one swimming it. Oh yeah. Aiden said his wife got a monster pickerel at Beltsville. His wife is no joke. I run with her on Thursday nights. We're in a running club at the Perkiomen Brewery. If anyone's looking for a local brewery in our area, the Perkiomen Brewery is awesome. Super active bar. It's not your typical brewery or bar at all. We have like meetups where you go out, run. We run a 4-mile loop around the lake and we come back and have a beer outside at the fire pit. I don't want to get too personal with stuff, but I'll just say that both their kids are autistic. And that's kind of why they started that business, was to ensure that their kids have jobs. So it's not your typical place. It is awesome. It is a really cool place. Let's see. Turtle Lady said carp are a lot of fun for sure. Yep, I love catching carp. Took me a long time to appreciate carp because I was brought up that they were trash fish. And they are not trash fish, especially if you're going to catch and release anyway. Who cares what they taste like? But they're pound for pound. They're amazing fighters. Let's see. That fishing channel, share it out. I appreciate that. I really appreciate sharing out. That really helps me a lot. If you're not subbed already and you do sub, appreciate that. If you want to drop a comment, I will follow it back. And make sure that I connect to you guys as well. Really appreciate that. We're trying to grow the channel. We're not in a rush to get it. I do want to get to 1,000 subscribers because Kevin, obviously he's all into that stuff. And I know it would be easier for us to do some of the stuff we want to do. Monetization is not really the end game for us. It does open up a few more opportunities, but for us, it's more of like, I want to have like a history of our fishing time. Like I'm trying to build cool playlists, like our Muskie Mission is a really cool playlist of 25 videos of us trying to chase down a muskie in Pennsylvania. And in our waters, it's not an easy feat. And honestly, like we got laughed at that we were even doing it in our creek. But we know, like I grew up here. I knew the water. I biked there. I knew what was in the water. Just nobody catches them. And when the people that do catch them don't tell anyone. It's like top secret stuff. And we went all over the place fishing for them, but we finally did get a good one. And it took us 25 episodes and we stopped it right there as soon as we caught one. So we try and make cool playlists that hopefully someday I can look back at and have like a really good history of them. Just seeing like Kevin growing up and stuff. And, if he does, we do still, we have a business in Alaska. I was a fishing guide and own a fishing lodge up there. And, my kids, Kevin is 9 and my older boy Lyle's 11. So they're too young to guide. You have to be 16. So got a couple years yet, but I am not selling that business until I find out if they want to guide or not. If they don't want to go up and guide, I certainly won't go up and guide. But if they want to do it, I will totally go up there. We'll go back up and get back into operating for salmon. And we'll move the channel up there too, but there won't be any lives because it's still satellite phone up there. River fishing is where it's at. Yeah, Aaron likes the river fishing. I love river fishing. Around here, man, we got so much water around here. We got creeks, we got ponds, we got lakes, we got little tiny ponds behind like companies. I mean, it's really a cool spot. Got the Schuylkill River, the Delaware River. We're not even that far from the Chesapeake Bay. We're not even far from Lake Erie. Like it's the Atlantic Ocean. Like we got so much cool fishing around here. Let's see. Aiden said he just rewatched the video and got the muskie. Yeah, there's two of them out there, the short and the long. And I tell people we have a very clean channel and there's only one video with any cursing. And I cleaned it up a little bit, but I had to leave a little bit of it there selfishly because he's so excited and it was just, I think it was fitting, honestly. I know people are like, oh, kids shouldn't curse, and we don't. The kids don't normally curse, but I will say I'm more worried about how they treat other people than language coming out of their mouth. I see a lot of kids that use perfect language and are just jerks and bullies. So I'm more concerned with that than them using a word that every adult uses constantly anyway, to be honest with you. Yeah, Squirrel, you're working your way up. Get to 1,000. Yeah, you got a lot of followers, man. You got a lot of dedicated people, a lot of people watching your stuff. It's one thing to have followers, and then there's another thing to have like active followers where they're actually watching your videos and you're getting that watch time. So if you don't have that, like, it's great to have a bunch of numbers up there, but Catfish Bums in the house. What's going on? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. We've got Chris Shirley babies coming in. Stock Explorer sent you. Awesome. Glad to have you, Chris Shirley. If you like what you see on our channel, we're mainly a fishing. We don't mind if you guys connect to each other, share links and things like that. Either we do a live every Tuesday night for anyone new to fishing or with questions in fishing. And that's kind of what we do here. I usually fish. I almost always fish with my sidekick, Kevin, 9-year-old. And yeah, that's what we do. If you do a sub, leave a comment. I will connect back to you. I don't believe they are only bad. Yeah, that's right, man. That's right. I have a spot to show you that. I'm ready, Aaron. I'm ready to lose my mind on a fishing spot. There's no replacement. People use all the electronics and social apps for finding places, and they're really good, but there's no replacement for like talking to people. I've been working in the office lately, which I think I've just spent my 4th or 5th day since January in the office. I've been working remote mainly. So I looked on the map and I'm like, I need to find water for my 30-minute lunch break. And I found this little like puddle. I wasn't even sure if it was fishable, if it was like, could have been like a sewage plant for all I know. There was no info. So I drove over there and there was a lake, but it was completely fenced in. So I was like, I guess you can't fish there. And then there was this old dude sitting on the back of his car, smoking a cigar with a fishing rod. And he was a 92-year-old dude who was a former Air Force dude. So I got to chatting with him, and it turns out you can fish there, but it's stocked with trout, so they locked the gate around it. And then that dude told me about 3 other spots, one of which is like up my way. So like I didn't even fish that day, but it was a huge success because I left there with 3 new fishing spots. So man, there's no replacement for just getting out there, being cool, being like helping other people, and people will share with you. But they're not going to give you a lot of good information usually on the social apps. They just aren't. And I don't give up freely on my spots, most of them, unless it's not a secret. And I don't fish in like too many secret spots anyway. But if somebody has given me the spot, I won't blow that spot out just out of respect since somebody else gave it to me. But if somebody sends me a message and like, oh, I've got like trying to find a trout for my 8-year-old or something, I'll get them in the ballpark for sure. I want to make sure they have a successful trip. That's for sure. Let's see what we got. Used to fish all the time as a kid. Oh, Chris Shirley baby said used to fish all the time as a kid with my dad. That's why I started Tuesday Night Tips. I grew up fishing with my dad, my brother. We fished and hunted growing up. And, as I got older, I realized like there's a lot of people, especially with COVID, a lot of people got into the outdoors because they couldn't go anywhere indoors. And just the creeks were flooded. And I keep bumping into people that know nothing about fishing, asking all kinds of questions. They're just getting into it. They don't. And so my point is, you don't realize how much information your parents told you, your friends told you. You grew up in a culture of fishing. You don't realize how much information you have, and you don't realize how much information people don't have that are just kind of crossing into it. So it's important for them to learn it. And you might think like, well, heck, I don't want to increase the competition on the water. But the problem with if you don't is they're not going to learn fish handling. They're not going to learn a lot of the things that will conserve the fish. They won't learn, how to be part of the community. I don't know. There's better ways to say it, but I think you know where I'm going with it. It's you want to bring them under your wings. That's kind of what I came up with the idea of Tuesday Tips. Hey, Pedrozo Travel, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. We're going to do a few more minutes here. I want to see what else I got. I wanted to talk about fishing line tonight, but I'll touch on it briefly, but I want to do the Sunfish King update first. Kevin and I are still competing in that. We had a good weekend. We're still hanging on the first and second place. I'm in first. Kev's like a couple fish behind. The results aren't out for last week, but I'm pretty confident we held our positions. We both caught a lot of fish last week, and it's a multi-species competition. So most species wins the division that we're competing in, and you can only catch one species once. And you can only catch 5 a week. So it's pretty challenging, actually. It's really easy to catch. You figure out a species, you're on them. But for us, that doesn't matter. Like we've gone geared, rigged all up for bass, caught one bass, and immediately, depending on what we went after, either just taking the rod home or respooling it with something else and chasing down some other fish. And it's like you got to dial it in. Okay, where is this fish found? What time of year is it? Where are they catchable? What are they eating? And I think I'm up to like close to 20 species now that I've caught, and Kev's only a little bit behind me. I don't know exactly because we put fish through and they have to identify them. And some of them, I'm pretty good with fish identification, but some are real close. And then there's hybrids. So Sunfish King, he has a group of people who are like professionals at fish identification at the university, and they identify them and make sure that they're the right species. So I'm waiting for the confirmation of that. But we just started week 8. So it's 10 weeks. So we're getting there. 3 more weeks and we're done. This week, looking at the weather, kind of looks a little crappy again. We want to go for possibly catfish. I don't know if that's going to happen this week. We want to go for walleye. I'm thinking it's a walleye week, looking at the weather, honestly. And where we're walleye fishing, we got a chance at catfish. And also stripers. So the striper trip I want to do down the shore. And I want the weather to be half decent so that my wife and older boy will come down and we can do an overnight trip. That's the plan for the last few weeks, the Sunfish King tournament. And it's going to change per week. Bank fishing, I don't know if he's still in the house, but man, he's coming close on us. He's in third, chasing us. And the guy is like Mr. Consistent. Like we put up like 15 fish in the first 3 weeks, which is like we maxed it out 5, 5, and 5. And he did like 2 or 3. But he keeps doing 2 or 3, and like we dropped off and we got skunked week 6, I think. So we came out swinging last week and like maxed out. Raised Outdoors, thanks for coming in. Who said crappie? You got a white crappie? I need a white crappie. You got one for me? We caught black crappie, but we can't find the white crappie. That's one species I need. Somebody put me onto a lake. We drove like an hour and a half to this lake. We didn't see nothing. Caught a couple black crappie, And I talked to a guy, and he's like, I fish here every day. I've never seen a white crappie in here. I think I got bad information. Let's see. We're going. Yeah, we're going wet. I don't want to give up that spot till I did a video on it. I've done some videos on it, but we're heading west for the walleye. Philly, I know they sometimes catch them, but they're more of like a fluke. That's the problem with this contest, man. Like, you get chasing one species, you better have like a backup plan. You better be able to catch 3 or 4 species in that spot, because if you don't catch nothing, you walk away with a 0, you're out, man. You lost. There's a lot of gameplay. Send them my way, Raised Outdoors. Send them my way. I just fished with Fishing Eco because he located a few species I needed. So I said, like, let's do a collaboration or whatever you call it. And we tracked down, went through these creeks out in Chester County, all the way down like towards Maryland border. An awesome weekend. Raised Outdoors, I'm going to make you a mod, because I know you've been in here before and you're always commenting on my videos. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think I've only gotten a couple of walleye. Oneida is the place to go for, man. And again, like, do I make a trip all the way up there for walleye? And then it's like, during the week, we have like 30 minutes at night to fish, because I work till 5. Kevin's got school. He's got homework. He's only 9 years old. So it's really we try to pick up 1 or 2 local fish if we can during the week. But that's getting harder and harder, because we've caught all the easy ones. So it's just a matter of, like, the weekend comes, we need to put up some big numbers. So I'm looking at the map trying to find, like, okay, we're going to hit there for walleye. But if that doesn't work, we got this spot for this species and that spot for that. And usually something pays off. So that's kind of our approach. Raised Outdoors says they're just here for the entertainment. PA Bredman, we were out like 2 hours out. I'd go as far as 3. Otherwise, I think I would pick different species like pike that I could pick up 3 hours away. A couple places like going down towards West Virginia, a couple spots over in Jersey, I think we could pick up a pike. So yeah, about 3 hours is what I'm looking for, 3-hour range. Yeah, man, the easy fish. We caught all the easy fish Raised Outdoor. I'm caught about like 20 or so by now. And some of them are just off this time of year. They just, like the pumpkin seeds are really hard. And I got one finally last weekend. And I fished in spots that have tons of them. They just were not biting. We had one warm day, and finally I caught like 6 or 7 of them in one spot. Kevin, if you saw the short, Kevin caught a real nice bass. We didn't measure away it. I didn't have anything on me. He caught it. We were over at Marsh Creek off the bank, and he walked all the way to this spot. And he's like, Dad, this spot looks good. I'm like, that spot's no good. You can go there if you want to waste your time, because he always goes to weird spots. So he walked all the way down like 100 yards with his new bait caster and a lure. And like, he casts that thing and it's like a bird nest. I'm like, he's not catching nothing. He starts screaming. He's like, I think I got a muskie. And I come running over the rocks all the way out there. He had a real nice bass. So his first bass was his PB bass. Pretty sure it was PB. It was fat. It was a real nice one. Catfish Bum, man. If you could send me a message, I'm totally down. Especially if I know it's like a high percentage. And, especially if we have a little bit of a lead where I can say, oh, we're fine with catching 1 fish this week and we can hold on where we're at. Heck yeah, man. Kevin's never caught a walleye. He's caught flatties. He's caught channels. He's caught pretty much all the other species we need, but walleye he's never caught. And he's never caught a pike, which is insane, because that's like all I used to catch. And that was one of the biggest fish I ever guided for, but they're just not around us. Who did I miss? Alvin's in the house. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Alvin Lewis is here. Let's see, who else? Wild Japan's here. Wild Japan's moving up the ranks. He's been plugging away there, doing some good action on the fly rods too. And I think Wild Japan has the smallest fish caught, which I think is really cool. And I actually think isn't that that's like a big thing in Japan too. I think there's like a style of fishing. I don't remember the name of it, but that's that's the goal, is to catch the smallest fish. And that's cool. I think it's really cool. Let's see. Chris Shirley Baby said we fished the Genesco back in the bay. Where is that? I'm going to search that up. Where is the Geneseo? Checking this out. Is that New York? Looks like maybe it's New York if I look at that. Let's see. Okay, Raised Outdoors is Glenn. I'll try to remember that. Man, there's some of yours channel is pretty unique. Some of the channels sound similar. I hate when I mess up the the names. Don R said you got sauger, pike, and burbot. Burbot's cool. That was I caught a burbot up in Alaska. It was one of my favorite fish that I've ever caught. It's awesome. I didn't even, honestly, it was like my first year guiding up. I didn't even know they were in that water. Well, the river we fished had like no information. Nobody even knew what was on it. Turned out there were sheefish, naku, fish that like nobody even knew what they were. We got some pretty wild species on that river. Also have all 5 species of salmon and grayling and char and pike and all kinds of fun stuff. But yeah, burbot are cool looking fish. Yeah, man. It is definitely pike time. They should be going up into the bays right now, right? Going crazy, getting ready. Let's see. Wild Japan, thank you. She said that was Wild Japan said that was a nice bass. Travis Yoder's in the house. What's going on, buddy? You've been busy lately. I haven't seen you around. Travis, if you go back and begin this live, I gave some dates for the Mentor Day, I'm sure, March 25th, but March 25th and 26th. I put this in the beginning of the video, but Quakertown, 25th and 26th is a derby. It's a lot of money. It's like $30 per day. Kids are cheap, if not free. But the trout, some are up to 10 pounds. Word is they put a lot of huge trout in. So that's probably why it's a lot of money. It might be worth it. Then in season, opening day, April 1st. Then April 15th is the Pine Forge Sportsman Derby, but at the new location. That's the one that was held up at Bechtelsville Pond where they caught 0 trout. But that's another really good derby. Lots of free stuff for the kids. They give out a ton of stuff. And they have a lot of home cooked foods and baked stuff. It's a really cool day. We won a tent there. We won all kinds of stuff. All right. Travis is local. I'd update him on some of the local stuff. Right. Good Eats Homestead. Thanks for popping in. How you doing? Appreciate you coming over. Oh man, you're already out looking. You better, Travis. I found a good spot for Youth Mentor Day. I spotted a 22-inch golden trout. That bald eagle is going to be on that trout. We better stand guard. I'm not sure where we're going yet for that. We were talking about that. Yeah, Aiden said walleye feel very weird. We were fishing for a spot where we heard there was walleye, and then another guy was like, there's no walleye here. And another dude walks up to us and on a second cast caught a 20-incher. So I did my research, but people lie, man. Sometimes you can't trust people. You got to be smart about it. Go to Heron said he's going to target blowfish. Like puffer fish? Is that what a blowfish is? We're doing we do saltwater, but only we don't take it too serious because it's our vacation, but we go down and catch as many different species as we can. Don R said, good evening to Alvin. Few sticks of dynamite. That's what Crocodile Dundee does. It blows up his fish. Let's see. Good eats. Yep, Travis. Still wrap my head around $30. Aiden, I thought the same $30. Like, that's insane. And then I thought, it's got to be good. It's got to be really good. I don't know. $30 has got to be good. Honestly, right now, $30 is nothing. With the amount of gas money we're spending, I filled up my car 3 times this weekend. 3 times. That's how much ground we're covering fishing right now. I was $150 on gas to go fishing. So $30 at a local tournament, not gonna even blink. Yep, that's right, man. Travis, you're right. A lot of people, man. A lot of people out fishing right now. Can't fish. Can't if it's PA stock trout streams, can't fish till April 1st. Armored Sweatpants, thanks for coming in. Oh man, I'm sorry if I missed you, unless you've been just lurking in the background. Thanks for coming in though. Armored Sweatpants has a cool channel, a whole bunch of like swords and stuff. Really cool channel. Turtle Lady. Josh is here from Carp and Catfish Baits, Tips, Trips, Tricks. I can never say it right. And Techniques. What's going on? That dude's got a legit carp and catfish channel. Him and his son Clayton. Kind of remind me of like my son and I, but like in 5 years, because Clayton's getting a little bit older. But they did the same, they do the same stuff. Father son channel mainly, but and they got it dialed in. I learned a lot of stuff from those guys. I just bought some hooks off of them for carp. I'm excited to throw those in the water. Catfish Bump said caught puffer fish in Florida. Nice. Travis, that's what I'm talking about. 10-pounders, man. A $30. Josh, we're talking about this local derby. $30 to catch stocked trout on this fishing derby. A lot of them are like free or like super cheap, but this one's $30. But they stock some 10-pounders in there, and they look like they're all tiger trout, which it's a rare catch. You don't see tiger trout as often. And I don't know, man. I'm excited. I'm dropping 30 real quick. Let's see what's going on. I'll be going to the world's most. I just got word from my mom that I won't be going to the world's most expensive tournament anyway. That's cool, man. That's cool. That's right. If it makes you feel better, I'm probably going to spend $30 each person and not catch anything. I wanted to make sure it wasn't the same derby that put the one on a couple years ago where we didn't catch anything. Literally, we fished a fishing derby 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know if you were at that one, Travis. It was up where I caught the huge flathead. You know what I'm talking about in Bechtelsville, the pond. They stocked it with trout, and we fished and fished and fished. And then rumors, it was a little shady because like apparently they had some type of fish kill, and I heard stories like they're out there scooping them out all night or whatever. I don't want to badmouth the people, but that was the rumor that they knew they had a fish kill. So you're like, well, how many trout are left? Or there were nothing in there. No one was catching. And this was elbow to elbow. Nobody was catching nothing. So like everybody left, and it became like a mission. I'm like, I'm not leaving. I'm catching a trout. I want to find out if there's any in here. We fished the entire day till it was dark and we had to leave. Not a single trout, but Kevin did go down behind the lake. There's a little creek, and he started catching creek chubs. So he was down there happy, catching some chubs and minnows and stuff, but not a single trout was caught. But that's the day I learned there was huge catfish in there because the kid next to us left his rod unattended and his rod disappeared in the water real quick. So that led me to go back there and then ended up catching a 30-pound flathead there. So paid off for me, I guess. I don't think the hooks came in yet, Josh. I'll have to look. Sometimes my wife hides mail from me. When I say hide, I mean she puts it in front of me at the table and it stays there until she tells me to open it. I'll go look. We don't have a lot of carp spots right now, so they close like all our spots till April 1st because a lot of our carp ponds are also stocked with trout. So because they've now have trout in there and you can't fish them until April 1st, which stinks because those fish were chomping. The carp were slamming. We just started getting on them the week before they closed it down. I did a couple of lives. They were all over the place. We hit a couple of cold days, and now I drove by, jogged around the lake the other night, and they're just bubbling all in the sides. It would be killer right now. Yeah, Travis, man. It drives me nuts, man. I'm seeing so many more this year. So many people are out there. And then they argue with you. I'm like, dude, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you, you're wrong. Dude was in the skipback the other day. I was driving around looking for feeder creeks there to catch micros. And there's a dude right in the main parking lot there. And he had like 6 or 7 buddies in his van. They were all out there fishing. Like, do I turn around and call like the game commission on them or what? My luck, like I'd have a tail light out and I'd get a ticket and they'd be gone or something. Let's see. Yeah, I'll look. It could be up there. It could be up there. Unless the hook came through the envelope and like ticked off the mail guy and he threw it out. I'll check, man. I'll let you know. We've got carp for the tournament, so we're like, I'm not in a rush to get them right now. I'll make sure I get them. Laughing Cat, thanks for coming in. I don't know how much longer I'm going to go, though. I'm kind of wanted to talk about fishing line. I wanted to compare, the different types, like mainly fluorocarbon and mono and like thread. And, I see so many guys in these like little creeks fishing for tiny fish and they got like thread with, no leader on it. So I just kind of wanted to go over, and I get confused from them from time to time, but we'll cover that another time. It's a big topic and you got to know what each line does. And then when you might want to apply the assets to that line, like what circumstances, like the more flexible line versus like a harder hook set pays off. And we can that's a whole episode. We're not gonna have to shelf that for another week. Wait, I just can't fish them right now, Aiden. At Green Lane, Carpet Green Lane. So you mean at the up top of the reservoir? Yeah, there's a spot up there, right? There's a spot where they'd be good right now. They're up top, but you got to hike about a mile in. Travis said, I tell them they can pay for right. Travis, talking about fines, man. I kid you not. I was fishing over at French Creek State Park. Lady came up and asked me if I had my fishing license. She was one of the patrol agency. I forget what they call them over there, but park people there. So I was like, I went, I had like my different jacket on because it was like hot versus like the morning where it was cold. And I threw the one jacket. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, I got it. I don't know. It's in one of these pockets. It ended up being in my backpack at the picnic table right behind me. But I went to my car. I came back and I was like, and by then she's like, oh, don't worry about it. And I was like, no, I now I need to find it. Like, I need to know where this thing is. She said, she goes, we go up to people all the time because I showed her my driver's license. I gave her my phone number. I'm like, can you check with the state? Like, you'll see, I bought my license. Like, I buy it January 1st every year. I was like, I've got it. She goes, oh, I so appreciate you giving my driver's license. She goes, so many people, we come up to them and they don't have any identification on them. And our policies, if they don't have any identification on them and they have no fishing license and their car is not in the area, there's nothing we can do. It's like, okay, that's great. That's just great. Let's see what else we got going on. Fresno's in the house. What's going on, Fresno? 351's in the house. Holy cow, I'm falling behind. Thanks for coming in. 351 Cleveland. Who else we got? Maria Sifton is in here. Maria, thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. I thought I saw you in here earlier and then I screwed up the live and I had to open a new live. Aiden said he uses mono. I use fluoro mainly for the creeks, just because the invisibility of it. But what drives me nuts about it is fluorocarbon has a lot of line memory. So when you first put it on there, it tangles super easy. I can't see it when I'm using 4-pound. It's too invisible. So I'd like, ideally I would probably use like mono with a fluoro leader, but that just like now you got not going to like a little swivel. You got another line. You now you got 3 knots, and my opinion is your weakest link are your knots, and now you've got 3 knots on your line. You're just asking for trouble. So I ended up just going. My creek rods are 4 or 6 pound straight fluorocarbon, and I feel like once you cast them a few times, they're good. They're not tangling so much, but I'm close to just going back to mono because if you saw us that day at Beltsville or at Beltsville Lake, I took 6 rods down to the lake. I literally went back to the car for more gear. By the time I got back, Kevin had 3 of them all tangled. I had to cut them, re-rig all of them. So I'm thinking of going just to mono just for that reason. Mono is better on the hook set, some will say, because well, no, they say fluoro is because it doesn't flex as much. Mono, they say it flexes more, so like it's easier to keep tension to the fish. They're just a couple of things, but we'll make a whole episode of that for sure. Let's see, and that's really just creek fishing, and you can apply that to all different species and figure out what you want to use. Let's see. Right, Travis. Oh boy, is right. That made me thinking, like, because I go up to Green Lane. I'm not going to say it. Right. And now I know Aiden said that, he hates fluoro too because it curls up. I heard that they have like like some type of hybrid line out there now. It's super expensive, so I'm not sure if I'm going to try it, but I might spool one up with it just to see. But it's supposed to have like the advantages of fluoro and the mono. So we'll see. Yeah, I think it's mental, Aiden. Like he said he never had a problem with mono. I just feel like I've caught some big fish, and I just feel like the advantage is that they can't see it. And I'd rather go that route. When I'm fishing elbow to elbow with somebody, I'm always like, I'm going to go a little bit lighter line. I'm going to use my drag, and I'm going to like know how to finesse them. And I'm going to end up catching the big one that doesn't want to bite their line. A lot of it comes down to like confidence and just, that like, what suits your, your approach maybe or mindset. And the mono today is probably pretty darn good. When I was younger, mono, man, you left it out in the sun. You better put new mono on it. It would snap the next time you used it. It was so horrible. And I don't know if they've actually changed it. My understanding is mono is just one tube. It's not like a very condensed material. It's just one tube. So I think it's still pretty, you got to keep it out of the sunlight, but we're going to probably break it off before that happens anyway. Cost of fishing is going to go up. Cost of fishing is definitely going up here. The licenses jumped up this year for sure. Everything's going up. PA Bredman said, I like using heavy fluoro for leaders for toothy critters. Yeah, man. I think that's what I went for with salmon. I think I was running like 20-pound fluoro leader. And I caught plenty of pike up there. I don't think I ever had a pike break through even my 20-pound leader. But I've had more bite throughs with pickerel in Pennsylvania. My theory is like the small teeth, the line can't fall between the teeth. And when they're big, I feel like maybe it falls between the teeth and then it settles in. I don't know. It's just a theory. Aiden said, I never get hybrid line. It's probably not even really hybrid. 90% one, 1% of the other. Right, right. Yeah, man, everything's a scam. You got to read up on it, and um, you know, if it's a good price, it's definitely a scam. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, a lot of that stuff. Yeah, keep it simple, man. Travis said they stocked bigger trout this year. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was you. Somebody said that they're having some major problems with stocking. Aiden, you might be interested in it, but I heard that I got to check with the club. But I heard clubs like Stony, they usually get compensated for helping with stocking. I heard they're not doing it. They're not paying anything right now. Um, so I don't know what's going on there, but I heard that there's a major stocking issue, especially down towards Philly too. I know they said there's not an issue and they're on schedule, but I'm hearing that there is definitely an issue coming, and the state may stock fine, but state's only part of it. A lot of people don't realize how much these clubs dump in. They dump in more than you think. Um, I'll look at the numbers, but I remember looking at the numbers and I was shocked at how much these little nurseries are putting in. Exactly, Aiden. That's what I saw. All the stockings were delayed, and it was just like, I'm not. I don't want to say anything about the government. This is like, oh, that's nothing to worry about. That's nothing. They're just, that's nothing. It's weather related, and it's something. Crappie perch and bream, my favorite line to use. It's exactly what I use. Suffolk Elite 4-pound test. That's exactly what I use on the mono, man. Exactly. Now I'm using. I switched last year when we were going after trout, and I end up keeping that on. But that's the 4-pound fluoro. I think it's Suffolk's as well. I'll be right back. Let me grab it real quick. I've never once gone to get something and found it. It's not. I don't know where it is. The kid steals everything. Yeah, is that what you heard, Aiden? That's exactly what I heard. No private stockings. They're not getting paid. And I'm hearing a lot of these clubs are saying, well, we're not giving it. We're not going to stock then. So yeah, fishing licenses went up and stockings are down. It's kind of the word on the street. Right. Wild Japan, 6-pound line for everything. I do have 15-pound for carp and ocean. Man, we catch most of our big carp, 4-pound, 6-pound fluoro. We don't have the time to go switch them. We've got plenty of big carp on that 4 to 6-pound fluoro. Use that drag, man. When you can tighten that drag pretty much, to the point where you can just barely pull it out. And first thing that's going to go is your knot. I guarantee it. That line's not going to go if you have your drag set. Might take you a while, and you might go snag you up, but that's the thing, is having stopping power to like stop a snag. True Eco is in the house. That's the dude I was telling you about. We fished together last weekend. Really appreciate it. We had an awesome time. I spent the first couple minutes tonight talking about our trip on Saturday, and also a little bit on my trip. I didn't give out any spots, but I shared our successes. I think our video, Eco, I haven't even started editing it. I think I'm going to put that out Friday at noon if all goes well. That's the plan. I don't know where you're at. If you it looked like you got maybe some material, you're going to be putting a video out. Make sure you let us know, and we'll share it out there. Next week, I'm going to try to make this one of those, what do you call it? I don't know, something not live stream, but I'm going to make it a stream where I can share a link and other channels can come up. And I don't know if you're legally allowed. Aiden, Ika, you guys, if you guys want to pop up and chat with me so people can see you and we can like talk live, that would be really cool. But yeah, I would thank you again. That was such a fun day, man. Eco, I think his name was Alex, Kevin and I, we walked like 4 miles, man. We were all over the place running through the woods. Saturday or Sunday, we went to the place you told me about. We walked up and down that trail, fished it hard, hit a couple other spots. Monday, yesterday, Kevin ended up not going to school. I got in a little trouble. He was tired. He slept in till 3:50 in the afternoon. He slept all night until he didn't wake up till 3:50 in the afternoon. The kid was shot. So I got into trouble. It was cool. Yeah, New Stony Creek Angler is super cool, Aiden. We're both members, Stony Creek Anglers down in Norristown. Great club. Yeah, can do a whole episode on that club too. That would be cool to do a live down there sometime, but I don't want to be the guy that's like using the club to like better myself or something. I don't want to be that guy. I'm going to go out on third. Nice. Probably going to put one out third. So look for True Eco on Thursday. Sometime later this week, maybe Thursday, he's going to be putting out video on Saturday's trip where we were fishing together and maybe some other material. I don't know what he puts into his videos. Might be combining. Look who showed up. How was the gym?
Good.
Yeah?
I found a ball.
Where'd you get that?
Someone was playing with it there, and I asked if I can have it. It was one of those staffs.
Oh,
and
cool.
I got it, and then I threw it. And then I threw it in the corner, and then I got another. And then someone else threw one in there, so we got two.
All right.
Me and Michael got one.
Kev was at the trampoline park. They go to Urban Air. It's a whole building with like trampolines in there, and yeah. What other stuff's in that place?
Trampolines, wipeout, like those spinning things that go around and you gotta jump over.
There's True Ecos in the house.
Oh.
Say hi.
Hello, True Eco.
If you guys don't know Kevin, he's pretty much like the face of our channel. He's the dude that fishes with me all the time. He's hardcore. That's the little dude. Yeah. Urban Air is awesome. Did you go to the Y?
No.
No. We go to the YMCA too. He goes like he's nuts, man. He fishes, school, that. He never sits still. He's always running around. True Eco said, "What's going on? What's up? What's up?" Bumper cars. Holy cow. Aiden said they have bumper cars at the one by his house. You kidding me? Is that like King of Prussia? Is that Urban Air down there? Where's that? Where is that place? Or is that Oaks? I'm trying to think of which one I'm thinking of. Must be Oaks, right? Oh, that's crazy. Well, guys, it's 8:30. I got to get rolling. There's homework to be had, homework to be done, reading to do. Yeah. You can send a ball in there. Oh, that's awesome. That's super cool, man. East Norton. I didn't know there was one in East Norton. Yeah, Rick, have a good night. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you guys. I really do. We got awesome people following us. We really appreciate it. We don't say it enough, but we do. Wouldn't have the motivation to go around trying to win these tournaments and stuff if it wasn't to make sure that we have plenty of footage for you guys on the videos. So we appreciate everybody. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Get ready for trout season. Peace.